Okay, so here we've got quite a straightforward stats question. We've got two sets of data. Now, the minute we see two sets of data and they're not a probability, I'm immediately thinking it's something to do with correlation and regression. And it is. The relationship between the variables is modeled by the regression equation H. So this one here equals AM plus B. Find the value of A and B. Now, this is a very straightforward question to do. We simply put the numbers into our calculator. So I've already done that. I put the numbers in to my calculator into two lists. So just to emphasize where I get that from, I go into the stats menu and I make up two lists. Now, once I've done that, if I come back here to the main part of the stats menu, so if you just exit any time, you can get back to the main part of the stats menu. And I'm going to go to Calc F2. And I want reg for regression. But before I do that, always check that you've set everything up correctly. Now my lists are, my data is in list 1 and 2, so I'm going to make sure it's set. Now I always use the 2var for regression, so list 1, list 2 and 1. Always have it set like that, list 1, list 2 and 1. Exit. And now I'm going to go to regression, and I'm just going to press the F1 twice, because it gives me a linear regression. So here we have 0.504 plus 134. So my A value was 0.504 and my B value was, I think, 134. Let's just double check that. We'll double check that on the next one. Hence, find an estimate of someone with a mass of 85. So their mass is 85, what's their height? So I'm just going to double check the B number, and I've got to put in somebody with a mass of 85. How are we going to get that height? So this again is from my calculator. So grab the calculator again, and it's 134, so let's call that 135 when we round it up. Now I'm going to do this times A, because it's M times A, and add on B for the second part. So I come out of here and go into the run menu, and I'm going to do 0.504 times 85 and then add on 135. And that gives me 177.8. Let's call that 178. So somebody with a mass of 85 kilograms, we would expect to be 178 centimeters. And finally, explain why your equation will not be able to find the height of someone with a mass of 160. So why would that not work for 160? So let's go back to our data and let's look at these various masses. And 160 is way outside the mass of these people. So it may be some kind of exception, but it may not work, because if you start thinking about doing 160 and halving it, that'll give you 80, and then adding on 135, it's going to give you somebody of 195, 200 centimeters, which may not be correct. The exact reason we're going to give is that 160 lies outside the data set. So it's way outside the data set that we were given. Okay, so I'm just going to finish there. It's a quite straightforward question, but it really is one that needs to be got correct. Just get those numbers into your calculator, and every time you can answer questions on correlation and regression.